Hi everyone, this is Kelly with Kelly Ann Crafts. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in McKinney, Texas. And this is the first of, I think, 4 cards for the month of April. I was having so much fun, I just kept making cards for my class. So this first card, we're going to be using the Delicate Whispers stamps. And then we're going to use, and this is an online exclusive. And then we're also going to be using the Beautifully Celebrated dies. We'll be using this die here particularly to create our sentiment. Here is our card for today. I really like this card. What I like about it is it's a fun fold. I love fun folds. It's just really a Z fold card. But it's just so cute. And just the paper does all the work for me with a few little embellishments. So let's get started. In our packet, you're going to have, of course, your envelope. Yours will not have a K on the back of it if you got a kit from me. And if you would like a kit, just let me know. And so then inside, we have got all of our fixings. So we have a piece of Secret Sea cardstock that is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2 here, and then scored again at 4 1/4, and then 2 1/8. Okay, so if you were scoring it, I would go 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 5 1/2. If I was putting it through my score cut and emboss. Okay, then you're going to have some bits and pieces. You'll have a piece for the front of Secret Sea that is going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So it's going to be the width of our panel here. We will have designer series paper that is going to be 3 by 4 for that. We will have a piece of designer series paper that is 2 by 4, which will end up on the inside doing this. You will have a piece of, or actually we're just going to put it on here and then put the whole thing inside, but we'll get to that. And then you'll have a piece that is 1 by 4 that'll go on the outside here, and then a piece of vellum, and then our sentiment out of those dies. So let's get started with how we're going to make this. The first thing I'm going to do very quickly is I'm going to just go ahead and put some glue on the inside of my base by the 5 1/2 score, and I'm just going to press this down and fold this back. Okay, and I'm going to use my bone folder here because I did use glue, and what I want is I want that glue underneath it to get nice and and smooth. And then we're going to bend this back one more time. Okay, so that's our base creating our Z fold. Okay, I hope that's easy for everybody to see. Okay, then this card goes together really quite quickly. So let me bring in a piece of, this is 4 by 4 basic white, and we're going to put our 2 by 4 onto it. I'm going to use glue again just because I'm not as good at lining things up as other people. Now, if you chose to, you did not have to use the sparkly side of this paper. You could have used the reverse side, which was really pretty too. There was no wrong side to that one, I'll tell you. This paper is glorious. Now, this is an online exclusive that is out there, and the item numbers will be in the description of this video. And let's just go ahead. I'm just going to put together all my pieces. This piece is going to go on here. You can use, and I just like to make sure that I've got my leaves or ferns or whatever these are. They could be feathers even, going all in the same direction in the card. So I'm going to put this like this. So you can use either an adhesive tape runner, like your Stampin' your seal, I'm just using a little bit of the green glue. And I do call it green glue because it's in a green package. It's all-purpose Tombow is what it is. Okay, and because I glued it, I'm going to come in with my bone folder, flatten that glue out. That's how you get it so it doesn't bubble. And this I'm going to actually put in with my seal. You've got most of the card done once you've got this together. Okay, and this will end up having about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. There we go. That's pretty straight. And so you can see right now it looks like this, but this will end up getting adhered on here so each side is even. And it looks like that. So let me put this piece on. This we can also put on with our tape, our seal. Okay. Again, it's just 1/8 of an inch all the way around, trying to get it as straight as possible. Now I am going to put glue on my base of my card here. And I just kind of come through zigzaggy. The glue is going to give me a moment to move this around so that I don't have to lift it up and put it someplace else. So I'm going to kind of look at what is appropriate. It's just 1/8 of an inch shy, truthfully, of the Z fold. So if you can see this, I've got approximately 1/8 of an inch, might be a little bit less. Here, so there it is staggered. I don't know if you can actually see that the outer piece is just a little bit over where that fold is. There we go. I think that looks really good. So this can just all sit. I'm gonna just use my bone folder to make that adhere down a little bit. And next, what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to stamp. We have our vellum piece. Don't lose our vellum. I'm just going to put it where I can see it. I'm going to stamp on here, and I'm going to use Crumb Cake. Actually, I'm going to use Crumb Cake to edge it, but I'm going to use Secret C to stamp it, and I'm going to use a Thank You Kindly. And let me get that stamp out. I didn't get any of this out. I just started filming, but that's okay. I'll put this aside so I'm not putting my hand in it. Okay. And Thank You Kindly is right here. And I'm going to come in here and kind of center that. Commit straight down, straight up. And then I tap it and it drops off. That I'll clean in a minute. Did I put on my envelope? I did. I did use another stamp for that, so we'll leave the Secret C out for a minute. But first I want to do this part. So what I did on the original is I took, and I hope you can see, there's just some crumb cake all the way around the side. And all I did was this. I took my crumb cake, I held it, and I just rolled this on here till I got the coverage I wanted. Now it's going to seep in a little bit, and that's okay. But I'm just rolling it. I'm pressing it into the stamp pad. And you just want to, it's going to be wet, so you want to just hold it off to the side a little bit. You don't want to get your fingers on that part. But it's a nice way to edge without really doing a lot of work. So I'm going to let that just sit here. We'll pull out the other stamp we want to use here, and then we'll assemble things together. I need this stamp out of here. So let me grab that. Put it on here, and we'll do our envelope while we're letting that crumb cake have a moment to dry because it's pretty saturated where we put that. So I just put something on my envelope so it's not a naked envelope. No naked envelopes. There we go. So we have that, and we have that on the back. Somehow it looks kind of double stamped there, but it shouldn't. But it does, but it's an envelope. It's okay. It is okay. That is just fabulous there. Okay, so now I am going to put this onto here, and I'm going to put adhesive on the back here. And I am going to just, let me put it on something that hopefully you can see it. You know, let me grab my silicone mat, so hopefully there's enough of a contrast. Yes, there is. Okay, so it's just down about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Okay, and so that's good. Now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back, and we'll put it on our card. People have asked me, why don't you put a sentiment on the inside? I personally write a message in there for those who want a sentiment. There are many stamps you can put in there, but just saying thank you in your own words to me, I think means a lot to the recipient. That's just my take on it. Okay. Well, we took out 2 of these. We only needed 1. Okay, so here's our card. Here's this. I'm going to put my silicone mat off to the side. Throw these in the bin and just center it. The vellum just gives it a little extra oomph, I think. And then we're going to be using these dots called Pearls of Beauty. And these are really nice. And they are an online exclusive also. So I'm just going to put one up here. It looks like a slight smudge is there. So we're going to disguise it, because that's what we do. We disguise those things so that people think, oh, that bauble meant to be there. But isn't this a really sweet, easy card to do? Not too much cutting and measurement. I really like that. I hope you do too. If you do like it, please like my video. And if you could share it with a friend or two, I would appreciate that. Also, subscribe if you think you would like to see more of my videos coming up. When they are released, you will be notified. That's it. I do not come after you or anything. If you need a catalog or anything like that, just feel free to drop me a message, a comment, and I will get back to you on that. Otherwise, I wish you a blessed day, and we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.